Searching for this all my life. You're just my type. I've been looking for a boy who can treat me right. Your dark hair, but those eyes so bright. They look into my soul and it sparks my life. I've been searching for this all my life. You're just my type. I've been looking for a boy who can treat me right. Your dark hair, but those eyes so bright. They look into my soul and it sparks my life.
Welcome back for another week of Scheananigans. Got my girls in the studio with me this week. Kiki, Monique, Krystina, Ariel. How are we doing? I know you were just in New York. You were at Gen Con. Where was that?
That was in Indianapolis.
That's right. And then before that, you had Comic-Con?
I was in New York for Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
They did this like cool thing where they showed like Spider-Man like leaping from one
Yeah.
building to the building where we were for the rooftop party.
Yeah.
And they put a Spider-Man suit in my room, so I had a full like officially licensed Spider-Man suit with like not flat regular cosplay things, but like actual tennis shoes built into it. And I cried and fell on the floor, and I was so excited.
Amazing.
So I went from there to San Diego Comic-Con to do coverage, like looking for Spider-Man on the floor and do some
That's so
promotion
cool.
for Brand New Day. And then I went and I ran my own first Dungeons and Dragons game as the lead
Yes.
storyteller. And my first NPC they meet is Beyonce, and I'm very proud of that.
I don't know what that means, but I love that for
Yeah,
you.
It's a
sounds really
non-player. An NPC is a
NPC.
non-player character.
I do know that from a movie I watched with like Ryan Reynolds or someone, I don't know.
And then I went to Gen Con in Indianapolis.
Wow, fun. I will say, when you said Spider-Man, it reminded me, did you guys see those two base jumpers who crawled over and jumped off the Space Needle in Seattle like a week after I was just at the Space Needle in Seattle?
Oh, wait.
No.
They climbed
The people who promote. No, that was the Empire State Building. Wait.
No. This had nothing to do with Spider-Man. I was like, if they were going to do that, they should have dressed as Spider-Man.
I was about to say, were they?
Yeah, I know, right?
I would
But
love
the
that.
way they climbed the glass, like I just posted my vlog today where I'm like, see, it's glass. You can lean on it. You
Oh my
can't do
God.
anything. But these guys, just like Spider-Man, like climbed it and then jumped off and parachuted. And they're like
I
looking
missed
for
that.
them.
I just could never live that life.
No.
And that is too terrifying. I have high blood pressure. I'm
Yeah.
not built for it.
No.
Yeah, I have high cholesterol and it's gotten even freaking higher. But thanks to Function Health, who's not an ad on this podcast, but they were, I think. You can use code Good as Gold still. I found out it's even higher than it was last year.
Oh, okay.
I love that was a beautiful segue.
Yeah.
Like that's a professional right there.
And my cortisol levels were a little bit out of range. And I'm like, I walked away from reality TV to lower my cortisol.
Yeah.
And now I'm out of range. What the fuck? I feel so much more at peace just being a viewer, you know?
I mean, but are you a viewer? I feel like you're still part of it. I feel like you're still on my screen all the time.
Because on the Valley reunion part 1, I'm like, should the word of the night be Scheana? Every time you hear my name, take a drink?
I haven't watched it yet.
At least 3 or 4.
Really?
Yeah, well, Sheena's not here to film. Well, Sheena's the one who this, and Scheana, I'm like,
Somebody
no,
said you're the
Janet,
millennial
I was
Kevin
not the
Bacon.
one
Oh,
looking
yes.
up Lacey. That was you.
You are the millennial Kevin Bacon. I can see that.
The Kevin Bacon of reality TV.
There was
Let's
a
go.
whole like text thread. There was a thread on Threads where people were talking about. They were like, "Yeah, Scheana's the millennial." It's like I live in Oklahoma and I'm even 1 degree of separation away from Scheana.
I love that. And then you were just in New York.
Yes.
How was that?
That was good. They had the Real Housewives Roaring 20th for the Ultimate Girls Trip that's premiering on
Cute.
Sunday. And it was like the Oscars of Housewives. Like
I love
everyone was
that.
there. Portia and Shimea were both there, which I thought was interesting.
Ooh.
It did not look like they interacted. I did meet Portia's stylist, and he was very cool. But yeah, like everyone was there. Obviously, like the main characters, Kyle, Dorinda, obviously, Luann, and
Anithia?
no Nene. I know. So I thought Angela Oakley would be there. The whole Next Gen NYC cast was there as well.
Oh, I saw you with
Oh,
Riley
nice.
on your
Yes.
carousel.
I was like, this is a Riley. We protect Riley here. I was like, no slander on my page for Riley. So yeah, it was a super fun party. We partied all night, and yeah.
Fun. Nice.
You're like in the mix. I love it.
I like to be in the mix. I mean, like there are parties that are worth flying into New York for, and I was like,
Yeah.
this is going to be one of them, even if I'm going to be exhausted when I
Oh,
come
for
back.
sure.
Yeah.
I would have too.
Yeah.
I had a girls' dinner this weekend at Boulevard, and I was like, I have to tell this story on the podcast. So it's me, Christy, my friend Sarah, and then 2 of my high school friends, Michelle and Alexis. And we're just at Boulevard, normal girls' dinner. But I mean, it's 5 of us all dressed up, makeup, you know, my girls looked good. And I guess I was okay too. So this guy walks over to our table and just sits down at our booth. And for all I know, he's like best friends with the owner. Like Christy's husband is an investor.
Okay.
My friend's husband is the executive chef and one of the owners. So I'm like, maybe he's here with like one of the guys and they're like sending drinks over, whatnot. So he sits down and just starts talking to us. And then I realize, oh, you're just like a creep kind of like hitting on us.
Yeah.
And I was like, so single, I take it? And he goes, no, I'm married. And I'm like, where's the ring? And then he was saying weird off the cuff things. And he was like, oh, so are you girls just like friends because you're all hot or like this and that? And I was like, well, we went to high school together. I met her last week. And I was like joking, but not, because this girl, Sarah, she's my neighbor. I literally did meet her just a couple weeks ago. But what, do you know her?
She's dating a guy and his name.
Yes. Okay. So her.
Yes.
Yeah. So funny. So that was one of the things she said. She was like, wait, Brock, you met this guy who Magic Castle, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
So funny. So we hit it off very quickly. We have so many mutual friends. We were both going to Warped Tour. It was her birthday. And so we just became like fast friends over the last couple weeks. So I'm kind of joking because he's like, oh, you're just friends because you're hot. And I was like, well, her, yeah, I just met her last week. And I'm like, you're cool. Let's be friends. And then I shake his hand. I'm like, enjoy your night. And then I realized I was like, ew, I need to go wash my hands before I eat. So I go to the bathroom. When I think it's going to be 2 seconds in the bathroom, quick wash my hands. I walk into this girl's fashion emergency.
I know.
She has a one piece, like a full bodysuit on. The zipper has broken.
Oh no.
And I'm like, oh no, what do we do?
Yeah.
And so she has one friend in there. So I'm trying to like hold it up while she's like trying to get zipped in it. And then they're like, this isn't working. The girl like runs out. So now I'm just in there with her and I'm like, I got you. I won't leave. Like, I'll help. And she's like, I have long hair. Like, maybe I can just cover it and walk out. And like, I mean, it's all the way down.
No.
And I'm like, what do you do?
Yeah, what do
in
you
that
do?
instance? Like, you're out, you're at a nice restaurant for dinner, and now just everything. She had big boobs, big booty. Like, it was such a good outfit on her. And so her other friend comes in, and then I go out to the manager, and I'm like, do you guys have any safety pins, like a sewing kit? I go to the table, I'm telling the girls, and then my friend Alexis, she works on set, makeup artist and whatnot. She's like, I can do wardrobe. Like, let me help. And there was no helping this poor girl, but her friend had a sweater in the car. Okay. And that worked. But I was like, wow, I was just going to wash my hands from the creepy guy and ended up helping a fashion emergency.
That's like my worst. Yeah, that's like my worst. I have this one bodysuit that it's literally like it zips up all the way. And I'm like, I can fit it now, but I'm too scared to leave the house in it because I'm like, because what happens? Like,
I know
if that zipper doesn't hold up.
Right. I was at a Marvel premiere, and it was at the cemetery, and it was like in the dark one. I'm creeped out by it because I'm like ghost. But they were having like a Marvel Zombies like screening. I step out of my car, and my dress just goes. Like the top is still clasped. Oh no. The zipper is down at the bottom. I'm just
the zipper's in the front.
No, the zipper was like down at the bottom of my back. And so, like, my friend helps me get back into it, and I'm like, I'm fine. I go sit down. I'm eating my popcorn, and I just hear,
no.
And I have to, like, get up and run into the bathroom. And bless the women's restroom where you meet the kindest people in the world, because these women came and, like, sucked me back into that dress and, like, made it work. And then it happened again at Dancing with the Stars, and they sewed me into my dress and wardrobe. It was Wicked Night at Dancing with the Stars, and my dress popped open. And, like, bless Ariana, she's tells them like, oh, somebody help her. They go and they take me and they sewed me into my dress, and I never got to wear that dress again because they, bless them, those people are some talented seamstresses.
Yeah.
I had a fashion emergency. This was like not too long after I had moved to LA, and it was still kind of COVID time, so there was random masks around, and I will tell you why that's important. I had this jumpsuit that I wore all the time, and I'm here's the thing, I'm a granny panty girl. I don't wear thongs, I really don't, but I was like trying to be sexy that night, so I threw on a thong. Bad mistake, because this was the night that this jumpsuit decided to split in the ass, but I didn't know it until my friend was walking behind me, and she was like, oh my God, your entire ass is out. And we were basically had to go to another event, and like we're not in a place where I can go home or anything like that. And we're like, what do? We had a black mask, and we basically just like put black mask in my ass, and like we couldn't, and we just had to keep him in place like with the jumpsuit. And I was like, that's all we can do right now.
That's brilliant improvisation, though.
Literally. Oh, well, there is so much to get into this week. I swear the amount of headlines that came out of like the VPR Valley universe is actually kind of insane. So I don't know where to begin. We have Brittany, who finally broke her silence on Jackson Lori, which flowers to Brittany. I mean, good for her. Jax, speaking of, apparently got caught faking a Smart Water brand campaign. And I'm telling you guys, I was walking around yesterday in Santa Barbara with a bottle of Smart Water, and I felt like I couldn't. I was like, I keep it in my bag. My mom was like, "Oh, you're shooting a thing." I was like, I had like my vlog camera, and I was like, "Oh my God, I feel like I can't drink Smart Water anymore. Like, you ruined Smart Water."
Can I just say it reminds me of Zoolander? Like, all I can think about is what if they actually did have this deal and it'd be like, water is the essence. Like, that's all I can think of. It's like, it's merman pop. Merman.
And then I saw you posted today that the court ruled that Raquel's case against Ariana will move forward to trial, which in my opinion is bullshit. And we have more to say on that. Speaking of also, Tom Sandoval complaining that Victoria said he has a tiny penis.
Yeah, why would you admit
I mean,
that?
it's like things that you couldn't like waterboard like information out of me. Then I don't know, but of course, you know, I'm just a storyline on another show on Hulu, brought up on the Valley reunion this week, and I'm just like, where's my check? I'm not even getting paid. And my name just keeps coming out of everyone's mouth.
I know. You should be getting residuals at this point.
Lala, Jason, Janet, and Andy on the reunion.
All four of them said your name.
Stassi, Krystina. I don't know if Katie did, but I'm like, it just, yeah. So, okay. But before we get into all of that, there was an incident online recently. And before we discuss, I did want to let listeners know that this conversation includes discussions of mental health and self-harm. And if that's something difficult for you, just like skip ahead to the next segment. And just a reminder that if you come across videos or images of someone experiencing a mental health crisis, please don't share them or seek them out. Those moments deserve compassion and privacy, not amplification. Perez Hilton is someone I would consider a friend. I've known him for many years. He was on my podcast as one of my first guests back at Podcast One years ago. And we've stayed in touch. I see him in Vegas often. And I just wanted to take a minute to talk about what happened because this was genuinely heartbreaking. So if you didn't follow it, Perez appeared to be experiencing a very serious mental health crisis during a TikTok live. And from everything that's been reported, he was exhibiting very concerning behavior and engaging in self-harm. This is all on TikTok live for, I heard it was about 30 minutes. The police responded to his home, and after reportedly what became a several-hour standoff while crisis negotiators worked to de-escalate the situation, he was safely taken to the hospital for treatment. His family released a statement today saying he's receiving medical care, and I'm really glad to hear that. I'm also glad to hear that his kids were not with him at the time that this happened. So hopefully, you know, they never have to see any of this. And I also just want to say this again. I've been told not to watch the videos or seek them out, and I would encourage anyone listening to do the same. No one needs to consume someone's worst moment as entertainment. And one thing I've noticed online is that there are a lot of comments saying this is karma because of how Perez treated people years ago. And look, I understand where that's coming from. There were a lot of people, including me, who were hurt, mocked by him over the years, stuff drawn on our face and whatnot. But I just don't agree with celebrating something like this. That's just never the answer. Perez has publicly acknowledged that the way he operated back then caused real harm, and he's apologized for it on multiple occasions. People can grow and learn from their mistakes. You know, that doesn't erase the past, but also I don't think someone's lowest moment is an opportunity for all of us to pile on. That's just dark, it's unnecessary, and it's just unkind. Did either of you see any of this unfold, or have you?
Yeah, unfortunately, like it was like right after the Real Housewives party.
Yeah.
And someone like DM me. And so I just was like, of course, went to Twitter, X, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and saw that video. And I watched it on the way to the other party. And I was like, why did I do that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was horrifying. And that was my immediate reaction, was like, the part I hate about this is there are going to be people who are celebrating this because they feel like he deserves
Disgusting.
this. And there was one comment I remember someone said, because someone made a video, going through all of his past, behaviors. And someone said, I get all that, but like, I cannot turn off my empathy. It's
Right.
just not something I can do. And I feel the same way. Like, I don't care like how bad someone was at some point. Like, this is a human being who's going through a crisis, and we don't know. I know people are speculating on the
He's
sepsis
a dad.
and the,
He's a
and,
son. He's
yeah,
a
but he has
person.
kids. Exactly. It's just like, I feel so bad. His mother, is older, and all of those things.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
I know. I saw them last year at Rise Festival. It was him, his kids, his mom. And I've just seen someone I've always kept in touch with. And it's like, you truly don't know what's going on inside someone's head and behind closed doors. It was just heartbreaking. I saw a couple seconds of it, thankfully blurred.
Yeah.
Just heard his voice. And I was like, nope.
And you can disable autoplay on your Instagram and other like social media sites, because I unfortunately had to learn that the hard way, watching people get murdered in broad daylight over and over again that look like me. So please just remember to disable that, because no matter what, like, just give people their humanity in a time that they're going through it. It doesn't matter what you're feeling about it. Just, you don't have to delight in it. You can just keep it moving.
And also another thing that one of my followers said when I said, don't watch this video, she was like, thank you. And then she said, I've put filters with his name in it just so that videos with his name won't even come up in my algorithm.
Yeah.
So it's like, that could also be a way to like avoid that sort of thing. And then someone sent me a message or a post today that said, and I don't know how real this is, but if you do see videos that are very graphic and violent, supposedly playing Tetris can help, I guess, something with your brain, like get back to a normal place. I don't know the science behind it. It was just something that someone had posted, and I don't know why Tetris specifically, but
I do love Tetris.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how if you're having a panic attack, if you like, I keep warheads on me just in case, because like the sourness of the warhead shocks your brain so much that it kind of like allows your body a moment to calm down. That's one of my like favorite coping mechanisms, especially when stuff is like intense.
Yeah. And I mean, with this, it's like at the end of the day, my biggest thought is his kids. And they need their dad, they need a healthy parent. So it's like, whatever your opinion of Perez Hilton is, I hope that he gets the help he needs. He has the time and privacy to recover, and that his family is doing okay. I'm just sending all of my thoughts and prayers. And before we move on and take a break, I just want to reiterate that if you or someone is struggling with their mental health or experiencing thoughts of self-harm or suicide, please know that help is available. You don't have to go through it alone. If you're in the US or Canada, you can call or text 988 to reach the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline anytime, 24/7. And if you're elsewhere, just please contact your local crisis service or emergency services if someone is in immediate danger. Just truly, I hope Perez gets the care he needs, and sending my prayers and love and thoughts to him, his children, and his family. And we're going to take a quick little break, and then we will be right back. Okay, so on days like today, when I have, a last minute dinner, I don't have something to wear, I can't find something in my closet, there's an event, I need something special, I go to Revolve, because everything comes so quick and they have something for every occasion, no matter if it's a red carpet, if it's a girls' night, if it's a mom's night, like whatever it is, maybe a spontaneous summer trip or a weekend away, Revolve has me covered. They are where I go when I don't want to overthink my outfit. Everything is styled in a way that just makes sense and feels curated. I even sometimes will order options in different colors, different sizes, just to try, to not only pull the look together, but if I need to send something back, it comes with a return label. So it is that easy. I mean, think dresses, matching sets, swimwear. Like they've got the hottest styles of the summer from all of your favorite brands. It covers every summer occasion in one place. I have something that I'm wearing tonight that I got from Revolve for my mom's night out, and I just feel cute in it. I love it. It feels elevated but effortless, and it feels expensive without trying, and that is what I love. Whether it's a big night out, a wedding, a summer trip, or you just need something last minute that actually works, Revolve always has it. Go to revolve.com/goodasgold to shop my faves and use code goodasgold for 15% off your first order. Fast shipping, easy returns. It just makes everything easier. Again, that's revolve.com/goodasgold. You can shop my faves and get 15% off your first order. Offer ends August 21st, so don't miss out. Okay, so for all things home, I shop on Wayfair for my backyard, for my kitchen, for my art in my bathroom, my bed. I mean, every room of my house has something from Wayfair because, like, last year, we're going into summer, and I'm thinking, you know what? I just need some more outdoor furniture. I need something that can solve the problem of where does everyone sit because our turf is very hot. And Wayfair made it so easy. They find quality materials that stand up to real life. You can shop furniture and decor that's built to last. And you can shop with Wayfair Verified. It's your shortcut to durable pieces, hand vetted by product specialists using a 10-point quality inspection, testing things like quality of materials, functionality, and features, and even how long it takes to build, because not everyone has a Brock the Builder at home with them. Also, Wayfair Rewards members get 5% back every day, which helps you get even more value from your Wayfair purchases. You can find options that fit your style and your budget, create a home you love without overspending. And that's what I love, because whenever I want to buy something new, I don't feel bad about it because it's not that expensive to give me the look that I want. You can shop across a wide range of price points to find what's right for you and even read more than 20 million verified 5-star reviews from real shoppers. Join Wayfair Rewards today to get 5% back on every purchase and start saving on your next home upgrade. Head to wayfair.com to shop all things home. That's WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair, every style, every home.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Okay, we're back and moving on to some people who don't deserve our grace, and that's Jax and Lori. So Brittany's interview with People dropped today. Did y'all watch it?
I listened to, I think I saw like 2 parts of it popped up.
Yeah.
And
so now I get why she was like, everyone don't talk about it until I do, because she wanted this to come out in the right way. She wanted to have time to gather her thoughts. It didn't deserve an emergency podcast the day the TMZ thing came out, you know? So this is the first time that she's publicly addressing everything head on. I've intentionally held back from really discussing that relationship between Jax and Lori because, you know, out of respect for Brittany, obviously, but now that she has shared her perspective, she said, go in.
Okay.
Say whatever. So, you guys, I was there the night that the rumors started a couple years ago. I get a 911 text from Kristen with zero context. Just 911 for Brittany. I'm calling Kristen. I'm texting her. She's not answering. Thankfully, you know, I have everyone's locations.
Yeah.
And so Brock was like, Brittany was at an Airbnb at the time. And he's like, for all we know, Jax is there with like a gun or something. Like, you're not going over there.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. He's like, all we know is 911 Brittany. And now that's it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Kristen, she wasn't pregnant at the time. I don't even know. Oh, I think it was her dog.
Okay.
Her dog was very, very sick at the time. And so she had to get back to her dog. And so Brock was like, what's her location? Like, I'll go there. So Brock goes over, knocks on the door. Brittany is like shocked to see Brock, but then just like breaks down and was like, oh my God, did Kristen like tell you guys? And so that night, it ended up, Brock and I switched places. Janet came over. We were just trying to figure out if this was true. I was on the phone, not proud to say this, but with Tom Sandoval and Victoria, because they were in Canada with Jax and Lori on this trip, and Schwartz wasn't answering. And I was like, Sandoval might answer. Like, I was desperate. I was like, I will get whatever information I can.
Yeah.
And Victoria, in that moment, was very much a girl's girl and was like, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. I'm going to go listen at her door. Like, it was a whole investigation we were doing that
But can
night.
I ask, when Brittany got the information, was it because someone posted something online? How did she initially? Okay, it was on. Okay.
Yeah, and then there were like the photos that were posted and whatnot. So I think what it was, the Reddit thing, but it was that someone saw them coming out of a bathroom together and like heard them or whatever it was.
Yes.
To quote the ancient sacred text, season 1, Vanderpump Rules, we have a history of behavior in bathrooms.
Yeah.
So from my perspective, that it wasn't a rumor. Like, that shit was going on. The next day, I was in touch with Victoria, and she said, oh, so Lori was supposed to come to the event with us tonight, and she just canceled her hair and makeup and like this and that. And girl was acting sus.
Yeah.
So that night, I'm like messaging Mark at 1 a.m. I was like, okay, Brittany's publicist is fired. I'm going to need you to just like step in, help her. We need to set up some meetings. Janet, get her a divorce attorney. We're doing this. Like, we had everything like ready to go for her the next day.
Yeah.
But then Cruz had occupational therapy the next day. She's just obviously going through it emotionally. And then fucking Lori got in her head and was like, I would never. And she believed her and then continued to work with her. But like that night when we were at her house, it was just like, you're a fucking snake.
Yeah.
Like,
but it has to be worse, like, to keep her on, like, not only like confiding in her, but like probably confiding in her about her son, like telling her feelings while this is still happening.
Yeah.
And to just be that, like, you have to be kind of wary of people that are like that. That's like managers, PR people that are just like so forward facing and needing to be in the mix. Like, that kind of stuff can be dangerous. And like, when I think about Lori K, I know Lori K, The Bachelor, like all of the like San Diego people, like immediately, like Dylan and all those people.
Yeah,
that
Hannah
it was like
stopped working with her a couple years ago.
And I did watch. And in Big Brother world, I did watch a Paulie Calafiore breakdown.
Oh my God, that was a long ass video. I couldn't get through the whole thing, but I was like, I already know what I'm going to tell you.
But no, it's a deep betrayal because she is deeply in that girl's business. She was deeply in her face. She used her for visibility, and you're probably also taking stuff back in pillow talk and giving this man information on her that he should not have access to. It's already like bad enough. Like, the only reason I used to be like, keep this man on TV is because I like somebody needs to have a camera on that man because whatever, like she doesn't feel safe for her in those situations. And that's the thing. I don't know. Like, men with fragile egos that cannot take criticism to be on the other side of something like this. That's always like irksome and to me.
So since Brittany read a text on the people thing, I would like to read my text. The last time I heard from Lori. I, of course, discussed this on my podcast a couple years ago when all of this was happening because I'm like, this bitch is a fucking snake.
Yeah.
So it was May 2024. I did a podcast. I talked about it. She messages me, hi, Scheana. I hope you are well. I'm not writing to convince you to believe something one way or the other because clearly you have your opinions on the situation. But all I ask is that you please refrain the narrative.
Yeah. No, I think you're reframing what happened, but okay.
From commenting or talking about me publicly. You hold a lot of weight in this universe. Thank you. And fueling these rumors is so damaging to my family. Maybe don't fuck your friend's husband. I don't know. You are a mother, and I have 2 little boys and a husband that don't deserve this. Oh, yeah, she was still married at the time when all this is happening. I know you don't owe me anything at all, but I've always been kind to you, respected you, and even worked on several deals for you. Going back to, like, the pandemic, her and Ryan, Brittany's manager, like, they had something. They're like, oh, I got this offer for you, Brittany and Kristen, if you want to jump in on this. I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah. I'm hoping you can kindly respect this request. If not for me, for my family. I'm trying to just move forward and focus on my family and livelihood that provides for them. I'm sure you've been going through a lot too, and I hope you and your family are holding up okay. If you'd like to call me, I'm always available. As you can see, I never messaged her again or even acknowledged that text. I was just like, no. And And the next time I saw her was at Jax's bar when Brittany had decided to believe her, forgive her, and Brittany sees the rage in my eyes and she was just like, Scheana. And I was like, for you, I will be kind.
Yeah.
And Lori came up and she was like, hi, Scheana. And I think it was like a half-ass like hug. And I was just like,
Yeah.
hi.
Oh my God.
She could feel it. Like, don't fucking talk to me, bitch. I see you for who you are.
Mm-hmm.
My picker and radar and so many things were off for so many years. But I do feel like in the last year and a half, 2 years, it's gotten a little better.
Yeah.
Post season 11, sadly. But yeah, so looking back, I do understand why Brittany chose to believe her version of events. I think that was definitely easier, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, her and Jax were separated, but I think there could have still been a part where hoping, you know, maybe eventually, like, he does go to rehab, he gets on the right meds, he changes, they could have this family. I think there was still hope there, and that's why she hadn't filed for divorce yet.
Yeah.
It's just easier to believe that a betrayal isn't happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to, like, it's so much easier to live in denial, right?
Mhm.
And, like, because when you start thinking about all the things you have to do when it's true, it becomes overwhelming. And I
Yeah.
know she was probably already dealing with so many things with her son. Like, obviously their marriage was not in a great place already. Like, you just don't want to, you start thinking about, like, what do we do with the house? What do we do with the, like, custody? Like,
Yes.
and you're just like, no, if you're going to tell me you're not sleeping with him, I'm just going to believe you because it's easier.
Well, and this woman wasn't only Brittany's publicist. Like, this was one of her nearest, dearest, closest friends. She also has, I'm not sure if both of the twins have special needs, but I know that she at home has a similar situation that Brittany has with Cruz. And so that was something that Brittany was like very open with her about,
Wow.
because, you know, you don't understand what
Yeah.
it's like to have a child with special needs until you do. And so to have this woman to also be like a soundboard for her, I mean, it
Mhm.
wasn't just a publicist. Like, their relationship went so deep, and she was deeply involved in Brittany's business, her career, like just everything.
And obviously her relationship, because even if, let's say she wasn't telling her stuff herself, it was on TV. Like,
Yeah.
you're very aware of every situation that's happening in her
Mhm.
life. And there's nothing more intimate.
Yeah.
And just like, there's a part in the interview where she talks about the fact that, like, on one of her very worst nights, it wasn't just like Janet and Jason there, like, it was Lori there with her.
Yeah.
Like, holding her while
Yeah.
she cried. And there's like a certain, like, I don't know, like, there's just an extra level of just like being diabolical
Yeah.
that just kind of
Evil.
lives in that space. And listen, but however, shout out to Brittany, because her sensory room, like those swings.
Oh my
that they
God,
have
it's
is
incredible.
like, she deserves so many, like, just props for the
All
like
of it,
the
yeah.
attentiveness that she does. Like, the one, I wish I have 3 children. My house is never gonna be that clean. she just is
Mhm.
like so put together and takes
Yeah.
such, like, has taken such
No,
great
she's
control over her
incredible.
life.
Mhm.
And so I hope that this is not like people that like to blame a woman for a man's actions.
Yeah.
Like, this is not
Yeah.
on her. She has rebuilt her life, put herself into a position to make life better for herself and her child. And like, that man should be the least of her worries, and that lady should be the least of her worries too, because she is going to thrive beyond that.
And for them to say that it only became romantic in the last couple of months, give me a fucking break.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, honestly, if it ever stopped over the last 2 years. Like, did it ever stop? Because that's where I'm like, you guys, you did what you did. Sure, maybe you didn't, but you
Mhm.
did what you did.
Yeah.
You got caught.
Yeah.
You got forgiven and believed, as if that wasn't the wake-up call. Like, you're going to go and do it again?
Yeah.
And then this time, just throw your whole life, career, friendships, everything away.
Yeah. No, I mean,
For Jax, could you guys imagine throwing everything away for Jason Couchy?
no. I can't. No, for any man, honestly. Like, I can't. No.
And I feel like now Brittany has to revisit all of this with like an entirely different lens. You know, every conversation, like she was saying, when Lori would ask like who she's dating, this and that. It's like, were you just getting information for Jax? Every piece of advice, every time Lori encouraged her or maybe discouraged her from making a certain decision, whether it's a brand deal or personal, like
or a statement
yes,
that makes like one of them look a certain type of way,
Yeah.
or refraining from being like, oh, well, you can't say that about him. It'd be so bad. Like, how is he going to be able to send money to you and provide for you when like he can't get these deals? And she probably has put aside so much of her own personal like weight and baggage in the name of protecting somebody that wouldn't protect her in a fire.
Yeah.
And Brittany, I will say, has also shown a tremendous amount of restraint when it comes to what she's chosen to publicly talk about with Jax, because trust me, I know. I've seen the videos. I've seen the texts. I've seen so much. There's a reason why he's not on the show anymore.
Yeah.
Because people have seen the videos.
Yeah.
And she has chosen to not say any of that. And now it's like, I'm wondering, so I wonder if she's wondering, was like some of that advice to, like protect him, like Lori protecting him and being like, no, you shouldn't share any of this because X, Y, and Z.
Well, it could have been that, but I also truly believe, which is why I did not believe Jax for a second when he said Brittany is trying to ruin brand deals actively. I said, I don't believe that for a second, because I know that she wants her son
wants you to
taken care of.
contribute.
And so, yeah, she needs you to have revenue. And so I don't believe that for a second. So yes, Lori could have been in her ear, but I also think that she was like, I need him to like be,
Can I tell you, oddly, Jax Taylor is doing very well on Cameo, because I'm always in their top 100 creators.
Yeah.
And so every day there's a leaderboard.
Yeah.
And I think today I was 33. I went up to 22.
Okay.
He is in the top 15 every fucking day on the leaderboard. And I'm like, I know what I'm making.
Yeah.
And I think he charges more than I do.
Wow.
And the fact that he has been still, as of this morning, in the top 10 to top 15 is wild. I'm like,
that is wild.
So stop booking it. I'm just kidding.
No, keep booking.
Keep
Talk to
booking
me
him.
about nerd stuff on Cameo.
You know what? No, keep booking him because Brittany has a lot of bills that she has to take care of, not just for herself in the house, but for her son.
Yeah.
For school, for therapy, for all of these things. It should be a 50-50 contribution.
Yeah.
Like.
Absolutely.
So anyways, we're not even there yet, but Jax and Lori are my Jax holes, and Brittany gets all my flowers because she deserves them. And I don't even think it's possible to rebuild trust after this level of betrayal. Like there's no coming back from this.
Yeah, no,
right?
Not at all.
You came back from it once, you don't get to come back. It's like fool me once.
No.
But they're no.
No, they need to have like no contact. I will say, I know we don't really talk about her too much in the show, but Lala was on Jeff Lewis, and I was just listening to her relationship with Randall. And the thing I thought was interesting, she has this, essentially, it's a text message program.
Yeah, it's called Our Family Wizard.
Our Family Wizard, yeah.
And I thought it was like, this
she always is like the OFW.
Yeah.
And I'm like, OF what?
Yeah. And I'm like, I think this is how all couples who are in this position need to communicate, because essentially, like, it never gets deleted. And if you start getting too aggressive, it will be like, nope, you're being too aggressive and like give you a warning. And I'm like, you know what? I think that's where Brittany and Jax need to be at this point.
I think they are communicating on that, because she said like, oh, he said in the app or whatever that he was going to be out of town.
Okay.
In California, it's like, it's part of the whole process.
Okay.
Like even going back to like years ago with our stuff, like it's just part of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is a good thing.
No more toxic men soon.
Gotta have all these apps for these toxic men.
Right? What the fuck? And let's stop giving them a platform.
Well,
except in their shoes.
I love reality TV.
But I mean,
because I don't know, like, what? Okay, yes, toxic men. Good reality. We got to figure out.
We got to find where's the line.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Because you want the entertainment, but when it's so dark,
agreed.
You gotta draw the line, and that's why he's not on the show anymore.
Yes,
Like I love reality TV. Like as a like conscious observer of the human form, it is like we always talk about. We want these dynamic portrayals of women and these like varied, like show the context, the layers. We get all of that in these shows. We get people who are at their lowest. We get people, and I think that sometimes what we see as dark so much is like the things that reflect the things that we are trying to escape from. So when the escapism becomes that thing that you're trying to escape from, it's just a hard pill to swallow that like, oh no, like the monsters exist and now they're on my TV too.
Yeah. And I will say, I was falling for the changed Jax Taylor bullshit recently. He had reached out a couple times, just like checking in and said, he's like on his meds, he's doing therapy, he's a year and a half, whatever, sober, this and that. We talked about stepping away from reality TV, and he's like, it's been so good for my mental health and this and that. I'm like, wow, this is like a different Jax. And then at Jasmine and Melissa's wedding, Brittany and I are talking, and I go, well, I'm going to be honest. He reached out to me like a few days ago or last week, and it was just like a really nice exchange, like hoping that she would be like, yeah, he's been better. And she goes, oh, I'm glad it's nice with you. And she's like, do you want me to show you what he says to me? And I was like, oh, okay, I'm a fucking idiot. Like, I fell for it again. And I'm like, no.
There's
So,
a whole word
done.
for it, Scheana.
He's
Jaxed.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, but I was like, it made me so happy. Just like the way he was speaking. And it seemed like, finally, you're getting help. Like, this is great for your son.
It's like when people go to therapy and they get therapy words to get themselves out of situations. And it's like they don't actually apply the behavior.
Yeah.
They are just like, oh, man, I've just changed so much and I've gotten so introspective. And like they'll throw in like a really like random like word that they wouldn't normally use just to be like, look, even my word length has grown.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
I mean, do we talk about the smart water of it all?
I
The
mean,
whole situation is just bizarre.
no, I mean, as soon as I saw that picture, I was like, there's absolutely no way Smartwater hired this guy. I was literally like, this has got to be fake, right? And
Right.
so
He's known for doing stuff like that too. Like he'll post like luggage and it's like literally like out of Nordstrom or whatever, but he's like, thanks like to me or whatever. Like he would do stuff like that over the years, like thanking brands, but like he wasn't actually being gifted or like
do
working
you think
with
he was
them.
getting this advice from Lori? Like, who is giving this advice that this is a good idea?
So anyone who missed it, Brittany shared on her podcast that Smartwater actually reached out to let her know they had nothing to do with the content that Jax was posting. He had shared photos by the pool with Smartwater bottles, tagged it like it was a partnership, and apparently the brand was like, yeah, that's not us. And then Jax came back and said he genuinely believed it was a real campaign. Then after that, Brittany and Kristen shared what they believe are receipts showing that the documents he sent them, and then posted to social media were AI generated. At least it looked like
AI info,
they
like in
were.
the top left corner.
So like when I first saw this post, I mean, I was shocked that Smartwater was working for him. But again, my first thought is good for him because what's good for him is good for Cruz.
Yeah.
And good for Brittany. That's all I thought. And I honestly didn't even fully watch it. I don't follow him anymore, whatever. But so I'm like, it's not impossible, but it caught me off guard because I was like, it's a big brand to be
Yeah.
working with Jax Taylor. Maybe they have something in the sobriety world. I don't know.
However, they do have the opportunity to jump on this pre-made marketing campaign and hire one Brittany Cartwright, have her hanging out, and then have Zach in the corner going,
Yeah.
and just listen, it's right there. It writes itself, people. Come on, just throw it on during the Valley reunion. Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, did you think it looked legitimate?
No, I mean, I just didn't think it was. I was just kind of like, there's no way that we went from Jennifer Aniston to Jax Taylor.
No.
Like, that's not the Smartwater is not targeting. No, no.
It was,
I told you it's a Zoolander ad.
yeah. Okay. Where do we go next? House of Stassi. Have you guys watched?
I did.
I was going to, and then like a weird thing happened, and so I didn't.
What weird thing happened?
It was like, I hate. Okay, so I made a video about
Say it with your chest.
how, when I saw the premiere party for House of Stassi,
Mhm.
how obviously I was like, okay, the cast is all white, fine. I don't care. I don't believe in like injecting, diversity if it doesn't fit, even though I do think it's weird if you live in LA and New
Don't
York and
have
don't have
any
a diverse
friends.
friends. I think
Yeah.
it's weird. But anyways, what I stood out to me was that none of the creators at the party that were showing up on my feed were Black creators. It was all white creators
yeah,
who were
I
at the
did see your
party.
post about
And then
this.
I did, someone did confirm. He was like, yeah, there weren't any Black creators that I saw at the party because he was there. And so I just thought that was weird because I was like, okay, if I had gotten, accused of being racist, I would think that I would want to reach out to people to say, I want you to watch this show. I want you to know that like this show is also for you.
Mhm.
The video I made though was really, I used it as an example, but it was really just about how I thought that the reality TV industry was sort of like kind of getting trickled down from what was happening in DEI as a whole, right? We were seeing like a bunch of like Black producers, Black positions, and those sorts of things going away. And I'm like, maybe the Black reality space is also going away. We're losing Love and Hip Hop, or we're losing a lot of Black reality shows. That was really the point of the video. Anyway, so I made that video. It went pretty good viral, like lots of comments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, the next day, I'm scrolling. Obviously, there's like a lot of House of Stassi feed. And then I see a post from Stassi show up in my feed, and then it said follow. And I was like, I thought I followed her. Like, I don't know if I did, but I was like pretty sure I did.
Did she remove you as a follower?
Well, that's what I thought, because I was like, I thought I followed her. So then I was like, I don't think she manages her social media, but if someone who was managing her social media, I know how the algorithm works. I was going viral.
Yeah.
Maybe it showed up in the feed. Maybe they thought, I want to remove this because it's like negative from the feed. Let me remove this person as a follower. So anyways, what that said to me was like, we're not worried about you liking our show. We don't care if you want to watch it. And so that was sort of kind of like, well, I wanted to watch it, but now I feel like you don't care and you don't want me to be a part of it. So then I won't. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just like, I don't know.
I mean, I think it's easy to feel that way, because I always do this. Like when I go and I look at like someone's profile, and if I have to scroll back 11 years to see that you even know a Black person, I feel a certain type of way about it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's not far-fetched to have like a feeling of like, is this person safe to me in my world? Do I want to invite that into my space? And we don't want to check and make sure we're safe all the time. People just want to live and exist and be able to just be a person and not be othered even in their friend groups. But it's like, that's just the reality of the world that we live in. And it is, you get tired of seeing shows that have absolutely nothing to do with you. Like, yeah, there's entertainment value, and we've all grown up on this same type of media, so there's no choice but to like have some form of an investment. But when there's no like investment back into you, it's kind of hard to sit there and kind of take that in.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I watched it from very like, I watch reality TV.
You watch all
it's
8
what
episodes?
I watch. I watch reality TV. It's what I do. I've enjoyed it for years, going back to Real World. And so I did try to watch it as like an objective like viewer. However, I was live threading my thoughts, obviously. And
I didn't see that.
Because and I like, just as I usually do.
Yeah.
Like I talk about everything, Summer House, all the stuff. And especially if it goes back to that world, because like I'm a Bravo base. But it's like, I enjoyed it as a reality show. I love a fourth wall break. I think that's fantastic.
Did you think it was too much of it? I've seen discourse around like,
I understand.
because I love a fourth wall break.
I love a fourth wall break, and I love a fourth wall break, especially if you're beefing with your spouse, and I want to see kind of like the like thing, and it's like it was very real. Like, imagine you're like the tension of filming a reality show, and then you turn around and now you've got beef with your partner.
Yeah.
And like those kinds of things, like you don't intend for that to be the storyline, but it becomes it. I'm watching because I love Kaylee Maloney. I just do. Like, I got to see Dana and her
she's
beautiful
the
brunette
reason
hair.
why I'm watching.
Yeah, and Ariana's there. She's got they got
Which
all my
surprised
brunettes.
me.
I mean, the thing is, she's going to support Katie.
Well,
Like, she's going to show up and do that.
Yeah,
Like,
it
it's
wasn't
not,
a scene with Stassi. That
Yeah.
actually would have
Yeah,
surprised
it also
me.
helps promote the sandwich shop. It's
Mhm.
like that she's not in there like being messy, doing any of that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
But it's I don't know. Like yes, I did say that Scheana is living rent free on this show, because it was so unnecessary. Like, especially when Jesse comes in and Stassi was hosting some event with the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
That
She
was
sits down
so
at the table.
unnecessary.
And well, I mean, it's a crossover. She hosted the reunion. It
No,
makes
no,
sense
I'm
from
saying
a,
what
like,
she said about me.
Oh, yeah, well, obviously.
I'm
It was
like-
like, I have tea, and it's about Scheana, and you're like giddy at the fact of like, I know that she dislikes this person, so let me like curry favor by like just saying whatever I can, especially when we all know the context and we've heard like the podcast where you said like and acknowledged it, like that you're joking on your live, like on your book tour, you acknowledged it with her on stage that it was a joke.
It literally was planned before the show with Jesse and Demi. They're like, what could we do that could be like a funny prank? And like, Jesse was in on it.
Yes, but so then to take that and weaponize it,
Yeah.
and put it into a situation where like you claim to be friend, but you're also now talking to someone that considers me an op while I'm chilling
Mhm.
at my house.
Yeah.
And it's like it was unnecessary to just kind of pop that in there. And it's like, Scheana loves attention. Scheana loves, and it's like, I mean,
On a
so do
show
you if you're on reality.
self-titled.
Like, respectfully, you were on reality TV as well. So those kinds of things, sometimes I can't, like, that's the fourth wall you need to break, which is like, I obviously curry this too, or I would not be on TV talking about how I chased down thing for the show. And like, I'm on Hulu. Like, yeah, we get it. We clock it. But you don't have to be messy about it. You can acknowledge your past while not being like this version of this person that I dislike, or like, oh, I had to be stuck somewhere with Scheana. Why is Scheana at a birthday party? It's like, because she was fucking invited. She didn't invite herself and just pop up. And that's the kind of stupidity that I don't like on reality television.
Yeah.
Don't play in my face and act like we're not seeing a whole situation. How dare she show up to a place? How dare she show up on this show? Because you don't cast yourself on a show. Right. You don't put yourself into those situations. So to sit here and act like we're all dumb and just be like, Scheana's inserting herself, you brought her up.
Yeah.
Like, y'all are talking about her. And then if you respond, then all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, of course Scheana's making it all about herself. Scheana's so self-centered. No, Scheana is fucking replying. She is replying. And that shit irks my nerves because it's just like, I'm sorry, I really like in my feelings about this.
Yes, obviously.
Like I was gonna watch the show anyway, but it's just like, you don't have to sneak this. For what? Like, you're just hitting people over the head with it. Obviously, you said, I know what makes good reality television. So the name drop I'm going to do is Scheana Shay and put it in here because I know somebody's going to say, oh, look, they're beefing again. You know Scheana's going to respond because you brought her up. Like, if you're going to play the game out loud.
I'm curious if that scene was filmed in real time or if it was a pickup. Because if that was filmed in real time when UnwellCon, whatever was happening, that was like first or second week of October. I was just with Jesse a couple weeks before that for the Page 6 Virtual Reality Awards where her and I were both awarded with something. And we spent the entire night catching up and talking and like, we were friends.
Yeah.
I had just come off book tour where I was there with like her mom and sisters in the salon and just apologizing for the Marciano of it all. The amount of
she gave
voice
you a bust
notes,
down.
Literally. But like the amount of voice notes I have from this girl, like I have probably 20, 30 minutes of voice notes from Jesse just apologizing about dragging me into for the Marciano of it all, saying, I'm so glad that a greasy man didn't get between us and our friendship and this and that. Yeah, she called him a greasy man. I have that in a text.
Oh my God.
But like, we were in a good place.
Yeah.
It got weird for a minute because of Marciano. And then we were good. And so for you to then just go and like try to like buddy up to Stassi because you've worshipped her since season 1 when you were like in fucking high school and you're like, oh, I have tea. It's about Scheana. I'm like, that's just so thirsty and so gross. And like now I saw someone sent me this morning, Marciano just tattooed her like J, like the Jay-Z style J on his wrist with the heart.
Yeah.
To me, it's upside down. That's why I'm removing this one because it's facing me. And I think his was, I'm like, shouldn't it be? I don't know.
I will say also, I don't think she was expecting that to come, like, to be something that might have been brought up in the, like, despite.
How
no, I'm talking about, like that little cut. I don't think that, like, if you look at Stassi's face and the way her eyebrows go, like, when you're brought up, like, it was brought back to you. Like, obviously, I guess they were going to do it anyway because that's part of Christina Kelly's beef with the whole, like, I don't want to hang out with Scheana. Like, it's...
But also, Christina Kelly and I had a really good moment in Mexico, which I mean, if it wasn't aired, we definitely filmed a scene where she came over and was like, I'm just here, like, to support Katie. Like, I'm sorry for anything in the past. And, like, her and I were friends ever since that moment. I invited her to the after party in Mexico for my wedding, but she chose to obviously stay with Katie. But, like, her and I were good. Granted, we haven't talked much in the last, like, year or two, but I've always been, like, fine with her. So...
Sorry, I had a reality TV fact pop in to be like, oh, well, technically, on that evening, it probably went left because Katie was then upset with you that evening. So that probably played into the, like, anything after that was like... So we're just going to, like...
Yeah.
We keep it 100.
But look, I will say... Congrats to Stassi for getting this show, you know, greenlit and filmed. I know that is not something easy. I know selling a show takes a lot of hard work and persistence. And I did enjoy the first episode. I thought it was well done with the way it was shot. Like, it looked aesthetically pleasing. I like the little, like, ding pop-ups
pretty.
and stuff. It's cute. So like,
I mean, look, the TikTok discourse of like how like everything that's going down makes me want to watch it. And like honestly, here's the thing: I really wanted to support it because I know Taylor Strecker, and so like I you could give me that look.
girl.
I know, and nobody likes her, and that's what's even crazier because I was like, damn, like she's not coming to like I knew her from before she was whoever she is now, and so I was like, damn, like I guess she's not coming across well. I don't know, but.
That girl.
I think it's a lot of people like are stuck on that fact where it's like, oh, I have an opportunity to be on Netflix. My child's gonna be born, but it's Netflix. And I think when you kind of like, or no,
Oh, the podcast.
The podcast was gonna be aired like through Netflix and all of that fun stuff. I don't know. It's interesting. I will give it that. It is very interesting. And interesting enough for me to sit and watch it. Also, like again, the Katie confessionals are worth it.
Literally, she looks so good.
That little cut she has right now
I know.
is so flipping cute. Like I just listen.
Did you see the photo she posted today? She has never looked better. The bangs with the short hair, so good. So that's the only reason I watched past episode 1. I watched episode 1 because I knew I was brought up in it.
Yeah.
Then I heard I was brought up again later. So I was like, I think I'm on episode 4 or 5 maybe. I'm kind of fast forwarding through it.
Yeah.
Just to, see the scenes that mention me.
Yes, obviously.
Kidding.
It is worth I had like a Katie Maloney eyebrow moment. Ever since that reunion where she walked out and she had got that long hair and like them eyebrows.
Yeah. So congrats to Stassi for getting the show picked up. How do we feel about Beau in the season? Do we feel bad for him? You haven't watched it.
I haven't watched it, but I mean, based on what I hear, here's the thing. I don't know. He knows who she is. So why would I feel bad for him? He knew exactly who she was.
But he also
marrying.
was with a non-reality TV filming Stassi for the last 6 years.
And he wants to go back to work.
Which is longer than they were together while she was filming.
Okay. Maybe not a reality TV Stassi, but she was still a podcast Stassi. She was still a traveling live tour Stassi.
Well, they had that paywall podcast. It was like a parenting podcast. And he was like one of the main people
that was about that. The Good, the Bad, and the Baby.
Mm-hmm.
Never listened.
No.
Listen, one thing I told you, I love my deep cuts. Beau is interesting on this show to me.
I will say I miss my friendship with Beau. Like him and I were football buddies. We would text every Sunday and talk about I don't want to say a Rams fan because that is just like blasphemy, but I became someone who enjoyed their wins because it gave me something to talk to Beau about when it came to football and vice versa with the Chargers. And even when the Rams were playing the Super Bowl at SoFi, however many years ago that was, I don't know, probably 6 years, I don't even know. Whenever that Super Bowl was and Dr. Dre and Snoop and all of them performed.
And the Bengals were in it.
Yeah. Okay, didn't remember that. I just remembered it was the Rams. Beau and I were looking at getting tickets because he's like, I might be able to get one. I was like, I might be able to get one. I'm like, when was it? 2022? Okay, I was like, did I have a baby? Did I not? I don't know. But we were talking about should we just go to the Super Bowl? And I'm like, I do miss him. Yeah. And I feel for him going through this because there are similarities with my marriage with Brock and watching the show. I mean, I am nothing like Stassi. I think we all know that. But it did just remind me to, have the physical touch aspect and to have just that quality time and whatnot, because I can get caught up with work sometimes. But I mean, I'm not berating my husband. He is an incredible help to me. And if he wasn't home as much as he was, I wouldn't be able to do as much as I do. Or I would, and my kid would be with a nanny or, my mom, but now she's in school. And I love that Brock is around as much as he is. So I haven't watched the whole season, but I just want to give a shout out to Beau because it's not easy to be a stay-at-home parent, let alone a stay-at-home dad. I think that does something to your ego. And 2 kids is no joke. I got 1 and she's an angel. And it's hard on days when I'm solo parenting. So shout out to him.
That was a good acknowledgement that they did, especially from an entertainment perspective of what that looks like in our families, where it's I just got off the road for 4 weekends. My husband's having to pick up the slack of that and kind of try to make sure I can bring the kids here to meet up with you. And with Brock, Brock, you guys, Summer will get her little suitcase and hit the road too.
Mhm.
But it's like trying to have like a hands-on life, be a hands-on present parent and give your child a great thing while also like doing a job that allows you to have the flexibility to like be there for those moments that you need to, or to be a room mom, or to show up, or to like teach your kid to eat broccoli. You can drop me a hint, but those like it's a good look at that kind of like that battle of like trying to balance a thing and also like having your kids and trying to like figure out how to be a parent when you like get overwhelmed.
Yeah. One thing I'll say though that I didn't like was him saying that like his passion was like casting, directing and whatnot, and he just like really wanted to go back to that, and that wasn't good enough for her. It was like, you need to dream bigger, be better, like, and he's like, oh, what, just do like social media ads? And she's like, well, I've gained you all of these followers and like I've given you this platform, so like do something with it. What if he doesn't want to?
Yeah.
He just wants to go sit on a fucking casting couch. Like, what is wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that if that's where his passion is. So I do hope for him he can either one day get back to that or find love in social media ads, you know? Because
it's like Jared,
it's not for everyone.
Rory on Real Housewives of Rhode Island, like Ashley's always like, you have the opportunity to do all these brand deals, and Jared's like, but I just want to sell coffee at Audrey.
Literally.
Because it gives me meaning and passion, and it's like I feel something when I do it, whereas like I don't like, sorry, like holding up a product and doing all of this doesn't make me feel
that was
anything.
upsetting to me, because if Brock told me his passion was like working in the mines or like doing something that was, you know, just really hard work every day, it's like, okay, well, let's find a balance to where you can do that on these days. We figure out drop off, whatnot. You know, the kids are getting older. Like Hartford's in school. Messer just started in school, I know. So it's like, why can't he take those hours to do something he enjoys doing?
Yeah.
I don't know. Also, one thing I wanted to note, which I just found extremely interesting and hypocritical. What did Stassi label me when Vanderpump Rules started?
Homewrecking whore?
Yeah. What is Jessie by definition? Her best friend, her little friend. Just saying. Not calling her a whore. I'm just saying she cheated on her first husband with her last husband, and then cheated on her last husband with Marciano. That is the definition of a homewrecker. And I just find it very interesting that this is who Stassi is platforming on her show, allowing to talk shit about me. Just saying.
We gotta
She just had to address the homewrecking whore of it all.
Scheana said, I got feelings, and I'm gonna say them.
Yeah.
Well, also, I'm listening to my EP the other day. Summer wanted to listen to the lesson song that she did. And then Misunderstood came on. You know, the first line is Miss Homewrecker. And she goes, Mommy, is this song called Miss Homewrecker? I never thought I would hear my 5-year-old daughter say the word homewrecker. And I go, no, honey, this one's called Misunderstood. She goes, oh, because the first line says Miss Homewrecker.
Like, yes.
And that's just what reminded me of that, because I was like, oh, and here she is befriending the woman who just cheated on her husband. Anyway, I kind of already said it, but just to reiterate, my flowers of the week go to none other than Miss Brittany Cartwright for just her bravery, her everything. Talking about this publicly. It's never easy doing what we do, and to, you know, sit down and have to relive all of this, and just to put it out there. I know that she's helping people, and I'm very proud of her. Jax Hole, again, Jax Taylor. It's just too easy. And Lori, you suck. Thank you, ladies, for being here. Thank you all for listening. Kiki, Krystina, I always love when you join me in the studio. Be sure to listen to Kiki weekdays on Radio Andy's Reality Check. Find her at The Talk of Shame, and catch Krystina all over Dropout TV at all of the fun conventions, at Krystina Ariel on Instagram.
At D23 next week.
Yeah, let's go. All right. See you guys next week. Bye.
I've been searching for this all my life. You're just